What were you guys doing when you were 20?
Probably just hammering beers and playing GameCube.
Yeah, we were.
The boys are back. The boys are back in town. We welcome you to TWI. I'm your host, Ike, with an unreal crew. We got the full crew here, which is a rarity. We got Matt on the bottom there, Erik, Big Bet Barter Carter, and we got David Big D3 Youngs, along with Jared on the top there. Our feature matchup of the week, the WTA final in Rome, Iga Swiatek versus Ons Jabeur. So I'm super pumped for this one. Swiatek is on a 27-match win streak, looking to break a record from Serena Williams in 2007. So super exciting for her. Before we get into our feature match of the week, the boys are going to talk about some absolute fire predictions that they have. Let's get into those predictions. I want to hear some hot takes that people have in the tennis world, and something that you would bet your life on, a hot take that you would bet your life on. So I'm going to start it off. I think that Jensen Brooksby in the next 3 years is going to win a major. I think that's a pretty hot take. He's not in the top 10 right now. American guy. We haven't seen an American win in a long time since Roddick. So that's my hot take. Jared, what do you got?
Yeah, as much as it pains me to say, I my hot take here, and I'll take this one to the grave with me, I don't think that Shapovalov will ever win a major. I don't think Denis Shapovalov will ever be able to get over that hump. With some of the young talent that we're seeing coming up, I just don't know if he's gonna be able to ride one out and make it all the way to the top.
3 years ago when he won in Toronto versus Nadal, I think he was like a 19-year-old or something like that. Matt, yeah. I think you were watching that at my place, actually. We were watching that match.
Yep, we were.
Which everyone was just like, oh my gosh, this guy's going to be the next best thing. But yeah, he's kind of simmered off a little bit. So good take on that. David, what do you got?
Yeah, well, first I want to say I'm repping Fargo South Tennis tonight. One of the greatest high school tennis programs in the nation. That could be fake news. But I'll say this. I'm a Roger guy. I really am. But Roger Federer is not the GOAT. Novak Djokovic is the GOAT. I do not like Djokovic. I disagree with him on a lot of things personally. But my goodness, he is the GOAT. Which I don't know if that's a hot take or not. But for me internally it is, because we do live in an era where it's, even though Djokovic is incredible, it's Rafa or Federer. No, it's Djokovic.
We live in an era where Ike thinks that Rafa is the GOAT, which is just idiotic. So
the man has the most majors.
Yeah, and I won't even say it. Yep.
Big Bet Barter.
All right. All right.
Carter's sitting at a McDonald's down in the middle of Tennessee, or a little bit out of Nashville. So we got that McDonald's Wi-Fi. Let's go.
I got some thoughts. So first of all, I was pondering rebranding myself, hence the new name, Big Bet Barter. So a few things. I was also thinking about rebranding to Novak is the boat to knock back at you, Ike. So if you're going to use the accolades that Nadal's got, one more major than Djokovic, what the fuck, man? Just to put him over Djokovic, come on. So I'm like, okay, well, Novak's definitely the boat. That's unarguable. He's the best player. He's performed the best against the top players. He's younger. He's unreal. All right, he's the GOAT in my mind, but he's definitely the boat. But anyway, I'm glad I went with this other route to rebrand, because now I'm starting to think I can profit off it. So this is an unpaid partnership, but I'd like to promote my new brand, the Quadruple Bs, the Big Bet Barter brand. If the Big Baller brand can profit off 3 Bs, no telling what I can do with 4. Merch line dropping soon after I just absolutely blow some of these bets out of the park.
At a USTA Northern 12 and under tournament, you're not going to see kids wearing Nike, Fila, Federer hats. You're going to see them wearing Quadruple B hats, polos. Man, it's going to be electric.
It's the future. You guys are laughing, but I'm sending my sons to the ATP. They're all going to be on the same. They're all going to be on the same doubles team, all 3 of them. Anyway, my take being everyone's a prisoner of the moment at the time, and I have been until today when I had a eureka moment. But my hot take is Carlos Alcaraz will not win more than 10 majors. The reason why is because, we've been blessed with tons of tennis talent, but I think we're about to see a quantum leap of tennis ability, and we're going to have other young guns rising through the ranks. Probably not Holger Rune as much as I would like him to. And I've taken the L on that take, as Isaac reminded me on Twitter with his tweet that had 0 likes. But I did respond to it. But yeah, that's my take. Alcaraz under 10 majors during his long career.
It's not a jab when all my tweets get 0 likes. So
it is pretty interesting to think about Alcaraz, a guy like that, how excited we are to watch him, but him being like the standard instead of the exception to the rule. That just means that tennis is in a really exciting spot. So
yeah. I mean, Alcaraz, like, you think of tennis people love tennis, but it doesn't get much like general sports media, obviously. Alcaraz, when he beat Djokovic and Nadal, was all over the place. It was on ESPN. Hell, it was on Pardon My Take. So that's a big deal.
All right, Eric, what's your hot take? What would you bet your life on?
Well, in honor of our betting matchup today, I'm gonna base my hot take on Iga and say that she will win greater than 6 Roland Garros titles in her career. I'm a huge fan. I think her two-handed backhand is phenomenal. And I'll have to say, in response to the quadruple Bs, my hot take there is that it will not exceed the popularity of Athletic DNA in the USTA 12 and under tournaments.
Is there some bias here? Were you a brand rep for Athletic DNA?
I was not, but I
was.
It was on David Young's bucket list, and I think he crossed that one off.
I did. I got that. That was the cool thing. I was an arrogant little 11, 12-year-old. I had the ADNA. I had the Addy player for get this, 20% off all Adidas apparel, which really, in all reality, you're still paying a crap ton of money, but you get to say, I'm sponsored by Adidas.
And then go ahead and effectively bring 0 extra revenue to their company.
Exactly. And then go play number 3 singles at a Division III institution. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Matt, what's your hot take?
I have a super hot take, and this is gonna be controversial. So I think Alexander Zverev gets left behind and he does not win a major. I will go through why. Okay. So this is an unbelievably hot take. Okay. And I understand that. Look at guys like Alcaraz. Look at guys like Tsitsipas. Look at all the opportunities he's had. I don't think that he's going to be able to get through Alcaraz in any final. I think Alcaraz is going to end up being just objectively a better tennis player. I think you look at guys like Ruud, you look at guys like Korda, who are only 20 years old, who are already starting to catch up to him. I think much like Dominic Thiem, I think he's going to get left behind. So I'm going Alexander Zverev, 0 majors.
Zverev's second serve is weak as shit. Every single time he gets nervous, he starts hitting it like I do in the cellar of D3 tennis.
And
he
that's
just
exactly
hits that lollipop.
And you know what? That's exactly my thought too. When I see him wind up for his second serve, I think, man, that's a Carter Steppes serve right there.
Easily.
Let's go over our betting records through week 10. So 10 weeks done. Last week, I would say the majority of us had pretty poor weeks. Carter had a really, really bad week with a $30 bet loss, which is always very tough. David, the slide continued. So he's 2-7 now with minus 76. But Matt, he's on a streak right now. He's on fire. And same with Erik. It seems like they're kind of pulling away from the pack. Matt's at 88, then Erik's at 58. A lot of opportunity to move up with week 11. Let's get into our betting.
Let's get into the rules of betting. The boys will bet on one feature match per week. They must put $10, $20, or $30 towards the bet of their choice. All types of bets welcome. Winner at the end of the year wins the 69 Chevy. The levy must be dry in order to win. Let's get into it.
The money line for Ons Jabeur is plus 450. So I'm going to do just a $10 bet on it. Plus 450. She's playing well. Anytime you get into a final, I think it's really up for grabs. I think with Swiatek right now, anytime you get to a final, there's a lot more pressure in that match. winning a 1,000-point tournament. So I think she's going to choke this one away. And I think Jabeur is going to win, the Tunisian. So I'm going $10 at plus 450. So that's going to be a $45 payout if I win that. Jared, where do you have in this match?
Yeah, Ike, I'm gonna actually take the same bet that you just did right there. I was gonna put $10 down on Ons Jabeur to win this match, just simply for the appeal of that money line with how favored Iga Swiatek is, and so in the battle of two of the coolest names on the women's tour, I have to be honest. I mean, both of these players, Ons Jabeur, Iga Swiatek, those are sweet names. I do think that Iga will probably extend the streak. She's just been on fire lately. But just for the sake of the bet, I got to take the money line for Ons Jabeur here. I'm going to put $10 down on that as well.
David, what do you got?
Well, I've got a couple things to say. I mean, 27 wins, I don't care who you are. That's really impressive. But as the Kentucky Wildcats basketball team saw when they lost to Wisconsin in the Final Four, and Ole on her back, I'm sure you guys all remember that. Winless season has to end at some point. So I'm going Ons Jabeur as well. Money line, $20. And I'll say this too. Ons Jabeur from Tunisia. I'm a jazz guy. Night in Tunisia by Dizzy Gillespie, Charlie Parker. Great chart. Also, she is married to a fencer, which is just a Carter. I don't know if you know fencing.
That's hot.
Yeah. Edward Powell, who we went to high school with, incredible trombone player. I don't know of his fencing abilities, but he was a fencer.
I know, because in physics class junior year, I took an Expo whiteboard marker and hit it on his chest and took him down, and he grabbed my arm and twisted it, and I was reported to the principal's office.
Yeah, so I mean, we got to stand with our fencing community here, and I got to go with Ons Jabeur.
How much money are you putting on that bet?
$20.
$20 on Jabeur to win?
Yep.
All right. So money line. So you'd be that'd put you in the positives right there. $90.
Which I need, because as we just saw, I am down bad.
Big bet barter. What do you got?
All right. So it's very clear that I've just gotten clapped by the last few weeks. So I'm staying true to the brand, making a big bet. I got Jabeur taking it in 3 sets. I'm betting on her winning specifically in 3 sets, and I'm only betting $10 on it. But if I win, it's gonna bolster me into position number 1, and I'm gonna be laughing.
Yep. So if Jabeur wins in 3 sets, the odds are 1,050 plus 1,050. So your $10 bet, you would get 105 in return. So yeah, that's the riskiest bet year to date for the crew here. So wow, insane. Erik, what do you got?
I am going to make what I view as a conservative bet. There's a lot of Jabeur going on, Jabeur fans betting so far today, and I don't think she's going to win at all. But I am going to say that she can cover the spread. So I'm going to take Jabeur at, I think it's 5.5 games. Is that right?
Yep, it's at 5.5.
And I'll put 10 on that.
I know that not all of us are convinced that Jabeur is going to win, but she had one heck of a comeback in the semifinal match. We talked about this a little bit. Ike, her being down 6-1, 5-2, or 1-6, and then 2-5, held off maybe a match point, and then came back to win that in the 3rd set. That is just ridiculous.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. Matt, what's your bet for this week?
All right, so I've changed my mind a little bit. Okay, I've been listening to you guys, and it sounds like the crew is trying to reach for a Jabeur win, and I'm going to go against the grain here and use just logic and go with the Swiatek money line. Regardless, I don't know what it is. It's probably something pretty. What is the money line for Swiatek? It's like
at minus 560.
Yeah, just give me $20 in the money line. She's going to win this match. Jabeur is not going to beat her. Everyone is just kind of just reaching at this point. I'll take my small win, and then we'll move on to next week with everybody else in the hole.
Somebody get ready. You got to get ready to queue up at freezing cold takes whenever this one's proven wrong right there.
Yeah.
I'm extremely excited for Matt to win $3.60 if he wins this one.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to hopefully win this bet. Thanks for listening.